What's up, boss? Welcome to another episode of About Her Business, the podcast where we leave all the gossip at the door and get straight down to business. I'm your host, John Tate, and today we have motivational speaker, Miss Irene Vaksberg. Now, not only does Miss Vaksberg inspire her followers through her voice, she's also a licensed hairstylist with over 3 decades of experience, a mother and an advocate. And she's here today to speak on what she means business. So, ladies, grab those cups and those notepads, and let's get down to it, the business hour session. Welcome, Miss Baxford.
I am so happy to be here. Oh my goodness. Thank you for having me and sharing your platform so generously with me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. Are we ready to get into it?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am. So, the first question I have for you, you've worn so many hats over the years, from being a hairdresser to being an advocate and ultimately being a mother. Which hat do you believe has shaped you to become the person you are right now?
Well, motherhood is always shapes you, right?
Hmm.
So you have to make decisions for a life that we brought into life. And as a single mother and a woman that really about dreams and goals and owning my business, it's hard to find, it's a hard balance between motherhood and going after your dream, and especially of underlining. I became a single mother at 21. My dreams were not yet was made. They were just beginning. And I have to tell you, um, looking back now, I have sacrificed motherhood for my own personal gain, and that's a hard pill to swallow. So, motherhood, is such a selfish act, and in many parts of it, I was selfish in my own for my own self. Makes sense.
Hmm. A- And I totally get that because being a mother myself, I do believe that our babies are literally what inspire us to grow and become who we are today. So I'm in total alignment with your definition of what has shaped you because I totally agree. My daughter has done the same for me. So I want to get a little bit deep right now and talk about chronic pain. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So, chronic pain, it has shaped my life. I never gonna judge anybody's journey ever again. And I'm like literally getting emotional here because until you don't experience that chronic pain and what it brings to the table and how much you lose of yourself and how much health is wealth and how much it steals your life, your children's life, your mindset, your dreams, everything. You become a prisoner of your own body. And I experienced that through my car accident. When that car accident has taken everything away from me, I had to fight for my life. So being gentle to myself and to my body became a must. Self love and care and refilling my cup became a must on a whole other level.
And just to continue talking a little bit about the chronic pain, you did mention that it affected your business and your sense of self identity. Can you describe that?
So, as a hairdresser, living in chronic, your body hurts anyway, right? People don't think about hairdressing being a physical job, but when you're standing there on your feet for 10 hours a day and you're blow drying that hair and you're shampooing that hair, it's physically like a workout.
Oh,
Imagine working out for 10 hours. So your body is already hurting. Or if you're standing there and you're putting highlights in and that caramel talent section, your finger hurts. It's physical. And then you're sitting there, you're not just a hairdresser. At least I wasn't just a hairdresser. My chair was a therapy session. Those women and that man came to share deepest, darkest feelings and emotions with me. So that also takes a toll. And I'm not a therapist. Like, I don't know how to deal with some of those things, but you have to be. I read books. I did my own therapy. So I spoke from a life experience. So
mhm.
we carry a lot of weight. I'm an empathy and I could not let go of that pain from my clients. So whatever they shared with me, it came home with me. And so physically it was very difficult. And the car accident hit and the pain intensified and I had to take medicine. And I came home work a little woozy and doozy. And then at one moment, The body was in so much pain and the brain was in so much pain that literally collapsed and I would shake in spasm. And in the middle of the haircut, I would have to stop and go to emergency room. So it's it would affect everything, friendships, like chronic pain destroyed my business because I could not physically stand behind the chair. And when my body was collapsing and shaking and the spasms, and look, who wants to come to a hairdresser that cannot finish your haircut and holding sharp scissors or putting a color on and then you stop? And so look, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. That was the cards that was dealt with me. And let me put it this, I have forgiven that moment. So it's easier to talk about it now, but it wasn't an easy journey to get there. I used to like literally cry. I hated opening my appointment book because it was booked solid. It would be booked 3 months in advance, and I would curse that car accident and just say, why me? First time in my life ever. And I've been through some difficult moments, but chronic pain, it's hell on wheels. That's all I can say about that.
And again, thank you for being vulnerable with our audience and sharing your story with us. And you did talk a little bit about forgiveness in that, which starts our healing journeys often. And you're currently sharing online your healing journey with others. Has there ever been a moment where you hesitated to be that vulnerable with people?
Yes, of course. I didn't want to show the worst of me. Who wants to show the worst of yourself? We want to show the best of ourselves. But what I realized that what I was showing was actually the best of me because now I gave somebody else hope. Now I showed someone that they're not alone in the broken body, that I am there for them. And that didn't start for myself. So when I start sharing the journey, I did it for others because I couldn't do it for myself. I was too embarrassed, but I knew how it feels to lose your support system. And that person that was watching on the other side, I didn't want them to feel alone and broken just how I felt. So it didn't begin for me, but it actually helped me heal.
And again, thank you for again being so vulnerable with our audience. This is what it takes to get there, y'all. Having these moments of vulnerability and being open with not only just others around you, but yourself as well. Now we're gonna shift a little bit, Miss Vaksberg, and we're gonna talk about technology. You say technology helped you give your life back. What do you mean?
So God is good. I cannot share the story without saying that because I gave up on him. I gave our power of faith. I gave our power of blessings, miracles, and power of prayer. And 8 years ago, doctors told me there's nothing available. There are wheelchairs waiting for me and more epidurals and cortisone shots and hip injection. And I had a bag full of medicine that did nothing except got me a little high and loopy and I couldn't even got here. And I said, I'm done. I said, I could not see my daughter. My youngest daughter will be 25 tomorrow. She was 12 and she was taking care of me. And no child should be taking care of their parents. And no parent should be saying no to their children, meaning cannot go to their recycle, cannot go play, cannot do anything with them. That you're laying there and down in your bed and and your child is taking care of you. So the decision for me was let me go, that my child will cry for a minute and then the life goes on. But I felt like there was a curse for my child, that she had to see me unfunctionable, in pain. And so I prayed to go, but God had other plans. And God said, no, thank you, not on my time. You better pray, girl. And I said, what am I praying for? There's no thing left for me. Doctor said so. And God, like, no, your last wish. So I prayed for drug free, non invasive, no chemicals, no side effects. He said, wish, like, make a wish of something that you can't even dream of. So I said, okay, I want to just walk a little bit without pain. And I said, if it's a mission purpose driven, I want it. If I can change other lives, I want it. If it's not expensive, I want it. 2 pennies to myself. So God sent me technology in a pair of socks. That's what happened 8 years ago. This technology was in the sock, and I put it on. Even though I said no for 4 months, my friend that sent it to me didn't take a no for an answer. And I put it on, and my life changed. And the technology now isn't, it's in this little patch, the same thing. It is technology, wearable technology
Mhm.
that basically activates through the like braille for your brain, and it put my brain in neurological homeostasis, so balance.
Mm.
So this little technology that has so much power has given me my life back.
Amen.
And it became my mission, purpose, and passion. This is why I get up every morning. Not just this. I promise God, if He sends me a miracle, I'm going to share it. But it's not about sharing this miracle. It's about sharing that I had lost my faith in God and was angry at Him and believed that He left me in this darkness. But actually, He was waiting for me to find the strength to do that last prayer, to start kind of hoping and believing. And I promised I would share that by him waiting, I had to learn some lessons. And the moment, and I was in a like my third podcast, and I was sharing in a similar that I said I gave up. She said, "Girlfriend, you did not gave up. You did not give up. You just let go and allow God to take the wheel." And it was hard for me because that's how I felt. Like that surrender. I'm sorry, that was the word. And for Russian women, surrender means like you like, okay, take me to prison. But my second language is like girlfriend. It's you surrender to the higher power. You didn't give up. So that word, I didn't even understand the full meaning of it. So I literally had to go and Google it. And I said, yeah, I was so tired carrying that burden on myself, the pain, the that neglect, the resentment to the people that's supposed to be there for me. And I surrendered. I said, okay, I give it to you. And the God was waiting for that moment to give it to him and that he could do his magic. So I do it for him because I promise, right? I promise that I will share the technology, yes, but the bigger message, God got you, just waiting for you to get to that surrendering, like asking for help, like you're meaning. Sorry, oh my God, I get so excited.
Y'all, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times you hit my life and what you just said. I've been that person that wanted to give up. I've been that person that had constantly prayed and thought God just had forgotten about me. He just wanted me to sit in this darkness. And now I'm sitting here on this podcast aligned with another woman who's experienced the same thing. And you can see the light. You can see how you're really inspiring others. So now I really want to go to your social media platforms and let's get into it. It can often be a very performative stage. People can be whoever they want to, pretend, make up stories, but you are very real and deep on your platforms. How do you stay grounded?
Because I believe that fakeness always catches up with you. And you can only carry that for so long. I have a story. I don't have to come up with one. My journey is what I want to show people that me, as an immigrant, as a single mother, cannot spell to save her life, that English is a second language, that people have told me I can't achieve anything because I speak funny, I sound funny, I look funny, that I come on and I say, you don't have to know everything. You have to just show up authentically. You don't have to be perfect because you're already perfect. And my voice is for those that the society others look down at, saying those naysayers, the people that have never been supported, the people that have been put down, put in some sort of a corner, or judging us before walking into our shoes. So I'm the voice for them. And I'm constantly talking about if you're bilingual, girls shine bright with that damn accent. I can pronounce half of the things. I talk about this, but I don't have to pronounce them. I have a story. Yeah, I screw up. I can't pronounce things. I did four lines before I got into it. I said, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce this, but I'm still gonna share the heck out of it because I promise God, I don't care if I don't know everything. I'm going to send you a video. So, and again, I also talked about how fake it is. And that's you and I are missing that authentic person. Look, my hair is crazy. I need to do my root. But I'm here. I mean, I dance all the time because I can. And I'm in my pajamas and my t-shirt sometimes. If I feel a song and I'm just going because I want you to know that you don't have to be fitting into somebody's box.
Mhm.
Fit into your own. People are always trying to put you, well, you cannot do. What do you mean you don't have a nice shirt on? What do you mean you don't have lipstick on? Well, because I don't wear it every day. Why should I put it on today? Right? Yeah, let's put up a little bit for the podcast, but
Mhm.
every day I'm on a t-shirt, right? I'm on a t-shirt and here's a mess. And I just finished yoga and I'm like, I have a message for you. Be real. That's what's missing. Right. I mean, and nothing wrong with supermodels and the person here. I'm telling you, look nice, but I'm saying that sometimes hot mess is what we need.
Agree. I can't tell you what I look like off camera. I'm a sweatpants, t-shirt, big sweatshirt, hair tied up in a bonnet.
I am that woman or that man that's sitting thinking they're not good enough because they don't have a certain aesthetic or they
Mhm,
speak a certain way. I say, do it. And I'm going to tell you a little example. So I'm on LinkedIn. It's
mhm.
professional and I stayed away from it because I put myself in a certain box and I used to say I am not good enough. And when I began being very active, my own authentic self, look, I can tell you how many messages I got. You are fresh of breath air. Th- So stuffy, it's a tie and a bow and a gown, and you come in there with your crazy red hair, with your funky accent, and you're telling me you go for it, be yourself, you are good enough, you don't have to be put in a box. And a lot of people say to me, I look forward. If I don't see you for a day, I'm always in jail there because I post too much. For your videos, but go and see where are you because it's too corporate and you like the sparkle in the
Mhm,
very bad. But do you see, right? Shine
mhm.
bright in your page. You need to be you. Like you need to be you.
I
You're good enough. You're incredible. You who the world needs. We have enough with suit and ties. We don't have enough authentic. I'm not saying they're not authentic, but like not fitting into a certain like coaches and life coaches. I can't. I mean, I love them, but I can't do. Don't give me a script. I just can't do it. Like I have to speak from the heart.
I love it, and that speaks to who you are as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mother, and a motivational speaker, because when you're out being an inspiration to others, being able to be your authentic self is how you do that. So I really wanna stay on that motivational voice for a second. It often starts with a personal struggle. When did you realize your story was bigger than your own healing?
When I pray to die, when I asked God to take me away, even though I had a beautiful children, grandchildren, I didn't see myself surviving it. I didn't see myself getting out of it. I've been in some difficult moments, but this moment, everything was gone mental, physical, emotional, financial, and community. And it was bigger than me. When somebody prays to go instead of staying,
Mhm.
I mean, where do you go from that? You surrender. And that becomes bigger, right? That the difficult moment became my savior.
Mhm.
A- And I knew that I wanted to help others that feel the same. No, girl, don't. You can give up, but I need you to start praying 5 minutes later. You may fall, but I need you to crawl and get up. Like, it- it's bigger than I can't even explain. Like that car accident literally gave me a voice that I never knew that I needed or wanted it.
That's what you do every single day, inspire others to keep going. But I want you to talk specifically right now to women entrepreneurs. For any woman that's out there right now who may be going through any type of, say, physical pain, mental or emotional pain, what can she do?
Give yourself love and grace. Be gentle with yourself. That is the most important thing. Don't do it from an empty cup. You show up just a little bit, and that's good enough. And you know something? Don't show up. You are more important than any sale, because when you push your body, when you don't feel good, it prolongs the struggle and the pain. If you give yourself a little bit of rest, and I know we feel guilty, me too. I was like, if I didn't show up, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to feed my child? If I don't go do that haircut, even though I'm in pain, put some meds on and God knows what else, and I wasn't show up. But now looking back, I wish I did it. I wish I was more gentle with myself and allowing grace for myself. It will, whatever meant for you will find you. And that really kind of solidified that message for me that we've already showed up. And the great days, we do more than we should. In those difficult days, we do more than we should. But we have planted enough seeds that giving yourself grace and actually sharing that message is very powerful, saying, hey, listen, audience, yes, I was supposed to do an hour live with you, but I don't feel good. I'm giving myself permission to take care of me. And that is so powerful because in our society, what do we tell? What we're told? Go, 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 right? Like there's no downtime. And that's where the burnout comes. So especially if you a single mother, a single parent, give yourself grace.
I hope y'all wrote that down. Give yourself some love and some grace. Now, you did mention your own healing journey and wishing that you had that same aspect back then that you do now. Do you currently experience like any fears around trusting your body again or planning long term goals?
I lived in that state of mind for a long time. Even though when my technology, I could tell it working and I did a brain mapping and it showed the change and where I was and how my own neurology was optimized and it has a creative healing
Hmm.
within itself. For many years, the doctor's voice was in my head. There's nothing there to help you. So maybe the last 5 years, I truly start trusting that I'm okay, that I'm good, I'm no longer in pain, and still remind myself to be gentle with yourself. God gave me grace of healing, right? Right. But I also have to remind myself that I did go through trauma, that my body went through trauma, mentally, physically, and emotionally went through trauma, that I have to be gentle with myself. God helps those who help themselves.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'm helping myself by realizing that, okay, I'm going to chill. Yes, I did 15,000 steps today, but maybe do 10,000 tomorrow.
And again, this is just a testament to the powerhouse that's sitting in front of us. She's rebuilt herself consistently more than once in life. Let's talk about mental health for a second. What helped you stay mentally resilient when starting over felt kind of exhausting?
I had to go deep and figure that out from scratch. After the car accident, losing a six-figure business that I built as a single mother, I was devastated. I mean, I got to a point that I didn't want to be here. I was in a gloom and doom. And it's as funny as it sounds, my client helped me tremendously. They would call me and say, Irene, remember what you say to us? It's just a moment. Giving up is not an option. Everything you need is within you. Get your ass out. Blood on my head. I mean, they reminded me. No, literally, my clients were very close. They literally reminded me when I was pulling them out,
Mhm.
right? And out of that depression. But depression was big. I had like went through savings. I've gone through like everything you can imagine. I literally have two pennies to my name. And I had to dig deep and go back to the roots of meditation, gratitude. And I tell you the truth, if the miracle didn't come to me, I don't know what I would be. The glass has always been overflowing for me. I've been in difficult moments. My daughter was, two marriages, two divorces, a heartbroken. love relationship that I had with a man that I literally just had a relationship with myself and thought he was in it as well. But this moment, like really, like it devastated me. Like I didn't know how to get out. My daughter was in the mental hospital. I knew that I had the money and the mindset to get her out, to help her, right? But at this time, I couldn't help myself. There was no money for therapy. There was no money for anything. There was barely money for food, and I had pain and bills. So it wasn't easy. Praying, power of prayer helped me tremendously, even though I didn't believe, but it gave me comfort.
Amen. And you were leading me right into my next question,
But
which is that advocate in you. And we're starting to hear it, so let's get into it. How has your lived experiences influences the causes you choose to speak up for, and what are those causes?
well, my cause is always for immigrants and marginalized people. Yes, I know the feeling of it. I was just on the podcast. It just released the immigrant story and how I talked about in Russia, I couldn't be Jewish.
Mhm.
In America, I couldn't be Russian. No, but I know, right? So nobody cared about my religion here, but they cared that I was Russian because Russia and America didn't get along. And so I speak out on that. I'm pro Palestine. I'm against ICE. I'm pro community. I'm pro brown people. I'm all of my ex husband is Latino. So my daughter is half Latino. She doesn't look Russian. She has a Latin last name. And it scares me when she walks outside. So and she educates me too tremendously. She's also a huge advocate for injustice and for justice and has taught me a lot. And again, I'm for bilingual people because we get bullied, we suppression, oppression, all of it. And as I learn, my voice becomes even stronger, right? So I relate to it because I've been through it, you know.
Very fulfilling when you have a lived experience and understand exactly what the community is facing, and it does give you that courage to speak up. Now, we've talked about the motivational speaker, we've talked about the hairdresser, we've talked about the advocate, but now let's go back and talk about the mother. While navigating mother while you were experiencing chronic pain, what did that season teach you about asking for help and redefining your strength?
Well, asking for help is not easy for me because I think I'm a superwoman. And it's been a journey and it's still a journey. And it's very disappointing because every time I've asked for help, most of it was not given.
Mm.
And it creates anxiety and anxiousness for me and it makes me feel alone. And it's not a place that I want to be. And I know that I'm not alone, that I am with me, myself, and I. And those three people were strong and we're powerful. But a couple of weeks ago, it's very raw question because I asked help for a friend and they did it. But what they created with that help is more problems than the help that they gave. And it turned me off because came from a very close friend. So I'm still trying to navigate how to trust that I'm not going to be burned again and I'm not going to be let down. Asking for help is in my world has not provided assistance.
Mhm.
So I kind of rely on myself and avoid that feeling of letting down, like being let down.
Yeah, I totally get it. And again, thank you for sharing with our audience because I know there are other women out there that feels the exact same way you do, and you just inspired them by saying you kept going. And so that's literally why we're here and about her business to literally take real life stories and translate them to as many women as we possibly can. So all women can feel like they're powerhouses, just like Miss Vaksberg.
But I just want to say this, keep asking because there's still great people out there. And I do have them in my life, but I'm a little more cautious asking. And they have come to me, they have helped me. Strangers help me. So don't let those few destroy the faith in humanity. It doesn't for me. It doesn't, but it does hurt.
agree. And you led me right on into my next question, which was who's currently inspiring you? Who's in your circle? You're out here, you're inspiring everybody else. Who's on your team?
Well, my biggest inspiration actually my daughters
Mm.
and to see the way they live life. And especially my youngest, the way she's been through a lot with me and divorce and her own personal struggle. She goes out there and she does it. She goes out there and she lives it. She practices where she preaches. She goes and breaks all the boundaries and rules and regulations, and she shines bright. And her life has not been easy. We just realizing how much my trauma caused her trauma and how much anxiety that she lives. If you ask me about my body and I trust it, she doesn't trust my body. Every time I say, ouch, she's like, Mom, you okay? So the effect from my struggle becomes hers, but she's resilient. She also reminds me to refill my cup and say, Mom, take it easy, show some love to yourself. And my father, may he rest in peace, but he is my biggest inspiration and I miss him tremendously. He always told us, do it because it's the right thing, not because you're waiting for applause or medal. If somebody is struggling, you go and you give them a helping hand. And then if you have a piece of bread, that means you need to share half of it with someone. So, and he lived it. He just didn't say it. So he's up there, but he is still my true inspiration.
I love it. I love it. And once again, alignment. My daughter being my biggest inspiration and having a father who's no longer with us as well, I totally get it. And one thing about being a daddy's girl is you always miss that daddy's love, but it's always remembering daddy's love is still here and it's growing through you.
Yeah.
Now, I want you to come to that expert side just for a moment and think about women entrepreneurs yet again. What lessons from your career help guide you, and what tips can you offer our audience to help them show up today?
So the most important thing, be so freaking committed to your dream, to your purpose, to your idea, to your vision, that no one can derail you from it. That you are committed 100%, 1,000%, because they're gonna come at you and gonna tell you you don't, you're crazy. It's never going to happen. You're not going to succeed. You may have to work alone for a period of time. Entrepreneuring is not easy, but it's the most incredible thing you will do for yourself. Don't let anyone dim your light. And if you're working on that journey and things don't go your way, you have not failed. You have learned, and maybe you feel like you failed. You're sitting there, you're thinking, what's now? You get up and you go because now you have a better blueprint for what you need to do. So please know there's no failures in your entrepreneur journey. It's only lessons. And again, commit to the good days, great, but commit to those struggle days as much as you commit to those beautiful days. There'll be more in the beginning,
Mhm.
right? That you have to build it up. It took 17 years to build it to $100,000 for me.
Uh,
Okay. 17 years of neglect of my daughters, right? So I worked 7 days a week. I had no choice. I had
mhm.
to build something for not just for me, but for them,
Yeah.
right? Rebuild it over and over and over. And there's no more rebuilding. I'm building a different legacy, but you can do it. Just trust your instincts and believe in yourself more than the people that are speaking into your ears and trying to discourage you. So when you get to that moment, hear my voice. Irene said so. I'm walking without you. I'm getting this done no matter what.
I hope y'all caught every single one of those tools. Now, I want to do something that's a little bit different on my podcast. I want to do a reflective question where I'm going to ask you a question and I'll give you a moment to think about it. And I just want to hear your reflective thought on it. You ready?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. If you could speak to that old version of yourself that was going through that chronic pain, what would you want her to know now?
You survived. You not only survived, you're thriving. You're inspiration. You are support for others. You are in God's grace. He got you. He will help you walk through the fire and back. You can freaking do it. Shine bright and keep going.
Amen. Thank you for sharing again. And that was probably one of those reflections that when you think about it, if anybody was to do it, you probably would be emotional as well. So take a moment with yourself and ask yourself that question, ladies, and see what you come up with. Excuse me. Now, we've made it to the end of our podcast episode today, and we always leave with a legacy. So I want to ask you, when people look back at this video years from now or look back at your work, what do you want them to remember?
That I inspire them not to give up. I inspire them keep going, showing authentically just how they are and shining bright in their mission and their purpose and their passion and stop being the best kept secret.
I love it. I love it. And I'm in full agreement with that one.
Mm.
Your light just keeps on giving and keep on doing all the great work that you're doing. Our time is up today, but before we go, we want to make sure we get all those socials and all your information. So let us know all the details.
You can find me anywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, um ro- where is it? What else? I'm on Threads, scroll up. Just Google me. I'm everywhere. Every platform that you think of, lemon. I'm there on it too. TikTok, I'm there too. Everywhere. Everywhere.
Y'all got that. Put her name in that Google chat and she'll pop right up for you. Do you have anything left for our audience today, Miss Vaksberg, before we end?
Shine bright. Shine bright. Don't dim your light for anyone.
I love it. I love it. And with that, ladies, the meeting is now adjourned. Thanks again to motivational speaker, Miss Irene Vaksberg, for coming on and sharing all of her insights. And make sure you're subscribed to About Her Business wherever you receive your podcast so you never miss an upload. Also, leave us some comments down in the comment section on which industry you think we should interview next. Until next time, keep those goals tight, that circle tighter, and that bank account growing.